Ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, you, dear friends, you are watching 3M Creator. Really, it is fine time, nice place, nice section of listening and watching the truth from science to spirituality, from language to literature. Every word, sound and light that we are sharing is the blessing and grace of God. Actually, it happens with everyone, everywhere, always. A person who dedicates and devotes himself completely, entirely for His grace and blessing, then he is bestowed with the utmost power of God, who is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, almighty, who He was, who He is, and who He will, in past, present, and future. He shows us His presence in every particle of the earth. Dear friends, it is well known that our Indian land is the land of starters, beginners and initiators. Numberless, uncounted, unsung, unread, unspoken, unwritten personalities came on this land for the emergence of this Indian land. Words fall short in praise of such personalities. Dear friends, as you have seen that many astronomers, astrologers, free thinkers, freedom fighters came on this Indian land. The most honorable present Prime Minister Modi ji, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, reverend ministers and doctors, I Dr. Rakesh from USA. You are listening the truth of nature. How natural laws are applicable, and these laws determine the laws of society. In the international universities, our Indian scholars, those who are studying in India and abroad, they are busy in doing research, investigating, inquiring something that is unknown to them. They are being applied on the research of impersonality. Some are busy in discovering, researching on impersonalities. But the truth of investigation and inquiry should be on our soul, on our spirit. Our Indian land is basically known as one of the most greatest spiritualistic nation of the world for maintaining its spiritual values, social systems, social, ethical, moral values of this nation are really praiseworthy, admirable and appreciable. For the different personalities from the field of science, commerce, arts and engineering, dear friends, you will find it very common thing in all the holy religions of our holy land. Everyone is to follow the natural laws, the rule of nature. The rule of science are secondary. Other rules that we study in the different subjects, all that are secondary rules. But the primary rule that we study, that is from the nature. And from the nature of the human nature, we study the intensive laws and judgments, observations, examinations, inspections through the directions, informations, instructions, positions, situations. Dear friends, every word that we are using, it has its own existence. For our scholars to do the deep research, to go in depth of the ray of light and wave of sound. Truly you are analyzing, observing, examining, because you yourself is the best examiner, you yourself is the best observer of your personal life. It is said commonly, usually, generally in our all holy religions. Starters, beginners and initiators of the different religions, they born in India, and Indian motherland respected them, welcomed them, thanked them time to time. It is the great wonder on the earth. Indian land is really the wonder on the earth. It is amazing, outstanding, matchless and incomparability of our nation. Our nation is the greatest miracle on this earth. Dear friends, when you will study different subjects of science, commerce, arts and engineering, you will find one thing very important, that is the rarity of Indian existence. Every word, climatically, culturally, is different and specific as per its features. But our nation is really unique because of its universities, diversities, varieties. And this nation is known as one of the greatest nations, which was established on the basis of unity and diversity. This feature was created not by any man, but it is the natural and spontaneous feature, characteristic of our nation, that our all holy great men of this nation introduced us with its specific peculiarities, distinctions. So dear friends, actually it is not an extraordinary and uncommon thing. Nothing is surprised in it. But for the worldly people it is the wonder on this land. Whenever worldly people see that, they have felt tired, fed up, frustrated, depressed from the anxieties, worries, tensions. They feel that there is the unique land in the world, that is India. It was discovered by Vasco da Gama in 1400 98, but it was not researched because its existence was already on this earth, but foreigners, European people found it by their discoveries. They thought that which is unique, whether India is a developing nation, but it is blessed and graced by the higher spiritual energy of the celestial bodies. Dear friends, it is well versed in the history that our India got freedom in 1947. It is the history of our nation. But freedom fighter, free thinker, messengers, sacrificial bodies, those who came on this earth for providing us freedom spiritually, Shahanshah ke Shahanshah, Shah Mastana Ji Maharaj from Balochistan, who born in Korda district, Tahsil Gande, Balochistan, Pakistan. After independence, that superb personality of spiritualism came by the celestial order in Sirsa, Haryana, in India. It is well versed that everyone was involved, indulged in the falsification, darkness, false affection, avariciousness, erotic ego. There was dark everywhere, but he came here in the form of light in the dark, bright spark in the dark, who came for the welfare of our society, not only socially and politically and economically, but his main chief aim, it was to provide our soul spiritual freedom, to get rid from, how our soul can get rid from falsification, false affection, negativities, ego, avariciousness, sensual pleasure. Such personalities, those who came for their specific purpose, they are mysterious. Their history and chemistry are really unknown even in the medical or in the world of science. Researchers are busy in doing research on doing something different on such personalities, and they get the academic degrees. But such personalities, those who have become one with God, a soul who becomes one with God, unified with God, then nobody can find the distinction between its soul or super spiritual power of soul. That pure soul, a sacred body, who has come on this earth for watching, observing, and getting salvation, finishing the cycle of life and death. They see the appearance of Lord or God in air, fire, soil, sky, and water. Even when they do not serious apparently, then also they shows their existence in the world. It was advocated, appealed and addressed by Swami Vivekananda, who was one of the greatest social reformer. In 1893, he addressed the worldly people by the purity of his character. His name Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda. In the history, his name has written in the golden letters. Whether we don't have feel his presence physically, but his words, thoughts, ideas, and purity of sanctity of sacredness of his soul is still exists with us. We can listen, we can remember his echo in the open sky and in the deep valleys of our India and abroad. Dear friends, in the holy religion of all caste, color and creed, it is written, God is love, love is God. Humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. Because such personalities, those who come on this earth, their aim is only to provide us salvation and emancipation. They spend their time selflessly. They do every work without any personal interest. That's why they keep record in the history and they are known by the present generation, even by the futuristic generation. It is well versed that our scholars study. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who wrote Discovery of India, who became first Prime Minister of our India, he says at one place, our present lies in the past. Whatsoever we have around us in the present time, it is a contribution of our past. But for the recreation, regeneration and reoperation of our nation, we are not to forget the past, but we have to make plannings, make in India for the futuristic vision, which is the contribution is being provided by our present rulers. Our present Prime Minister Modi ji, who is day by day, month by month, year by year, is progressing in taking initiatives, in creating startups in the different fields of agriculture, industry, economy, health, communication, transportation, and even all the sectors of our education. We see remarkable change as his efforts, his vision is based on the 100 years when India will complete its century. Where will India stand? And now it has passed 75 years. After completing its 75 years, it has brought revolutionary and visionary change in the field of medical science, communication, arts, engineering. India has become one of the greatest exposer and user. And one day, the day is not away when India will become one of the greatest exporter of the manufacturing industries. In the form of manufacturing industries and services, our India will grow. This is the dream that is being determined by our President Narendra Modi ji. Really, truly, it will be pictured on the reality of the surface. On 1st of October, by the starting of 5C, we have become and we have brought revolutionary and visionary change in the information technology. Our every user from the Gramin, from the villagers, have become the expert user of the transactions through banking. Dear friends, by doing so, we are entering into the class of category of world guru leaders. Every citizen of our nation will become strong in exposing, inventing, innovating different type of electronic devices, in electronology, technology, digitology, on social media. We have become the fast user through Instagram, Facebook, Google. It is also the grace and blessing of Lord. But the real power of imagination which Indian mind has hidden inside, it can be reproduced, regenerated, recreated and reformatted by doing yoga, pranayam and meditation. These therapies are ancient therapies and traditional therapies in the field of medical science. We observe revolutionary and visionary change. India has provided many facilities at the world level. All the worldly powers like the USA, the USSR, whether they are developed nations, but they are seeking help and healing from our nation. It is the matter of great proud. How much we can give? We are known by giving. Our India, our society, our nation is known by giving, not by taking. So by becoming a great giver, benefactor, our India will establish one of the greatest nations in the world. The day is not away. Year by year, month by month, day by day, we celebrate every festival function by regenerating the energy in our youth. Our youngsters, our old age people, children, all are efforting well to provide the great stream for the uniqueness in the field of remarkable change. We are being advanced. So in the same stream, you are listening how to develop the power of belief. Belief, faith, trust are the most advantageous and meritorious features of any nation and citizen of any country. Here are the three guides to acquire and strengthen the power of belief. One is think success, don't think failure. At work, in your home, substitute success thinking for failure thinking. When you face a different situation, think I will win. Note I will probably lose. When you compete with someone else, think I am equal to the best. not I am outclassed. When opportunity appears, think I can do it. Never I can't. Let the master thought I will succeed. Dominate your thinking process. Thinking success conditions your mind to create plans that produce success. Thinking failure does the exact opposite. Conditions the mind to think other thoughts that produce failure. Dear friends, the concept of success was invented by Swami Vivekananda on the basis of the Vedanta. When he told worldly people, return to the Vedas. He addressed the worldly people by saying that success means not any fixed platform, but success is the name of continuity and regularity, unrelentingly, unceasingly, unstoppingly. When our youth will walk, then automatically success will come to them. So dear friends, what is the second step that we are to adopt to develop? Of belief. Remind yourself regularly that you are better than you think you are. Successful people are not supermen. Success does not require a super intellect, nor is there anything mystical about success. And success isn't based on luck. Successful people are just ordinary folks who have developed belief in them, who have developed belief in themselves and what they do. Never sell yourself short. Third step for developing positive attitude, to become faithful, to have trust and faith, that is, believe big, think big. The size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. Think little goals and expect little achievements. Think big goals and win big success. Remember this, two big ideas and big plans. Big ideas and big plans are often easier, certainly no more difficult than small ideas and small plans. Mr. Ralph J. Cordiner, chairman of the board of the General Electric Company, said this to a leadership conference: we need from every man who aspires to leadership for himself and his company a determination to undertake a personal program of self-development. No to order a man to develop, whether a man lags behind or moves ahead in his specialty is a matter of his own personal application. This is something which takes time, work and sacrifice. Nobody can do it for you. Mr. Cordiner's advice is sound and practical. Live it. Persons who reach the top rungs in business and management, rungs in business management, sailing, engineering, religious work, writing, acting, and in every other pursuit, get there by following consistently and continuously a plan for self-development and growth. Any training program, and that's exactly what this book is, must do three things. It must provide content, the what to do. Second, it must supply a method, the how to do it. And third, it must meet the acid test, that is, get results. The what of your personal training program for success is built on and techniques of successful people. How do they manage themselves? How do they overcome obstacles? How do they earn respect of others? What sets them apart from the ordinary? How do they think? The how of your plan for development and growth is a series of concrete guides for action. These are found in each chapter. These guides work, apply them and see for yourself. What about the most important part of training? Results. Wrapped up briefly, conscientious application of the program presented here will bring you success and on a scale that may now look impossible. Broken down into its components, your personal training program for success will bring you a series of rewards. The reward of deeper respect from your family, the reward of admiration from your friends and associates, the reward of feeling useful, of being someone, of having status, the reward of increased income, and a higher standard of living. Your training is self-administered. There will be no one standing over your shoulder telling you what to do and how to do it. This book will be your guide. These words will guide you. These thoughts will guide you. But only you can understand. Only you can command yourself to apply this training. Only you can evaluate your progress. Only you can bring about corrective action about you slip a little. In short, you are going to train yourself to achieve bigger and bigger success. You already have a fully equipped laboratory in which you can work and study. Your laboratory is all around you. Your laboratory consists of human beings. This laboratory supplies you with every possible examples of human action, and there is no limit to what you can learn once you see yourself as a scientist in your own lab. What's more, there is nothing to buy. There is no rent to pay. There are no fee of any kind. You can use this laboratory as much as you like for free. As director of your own laboratory, you will want to do what every scientist does, observe and experiment. Isn't it surprising to you that most people understand so little about why people act as they do, even though they are surrounded by people all their lives? Most people are not trained observers. One important purpose of this book is one important purpose of our ideas and thoughts is to help you train yourself to observe, to develop deep insight into human action. You will want to ask yourself questions like, why is John so successful and Tom just getting by? Why do some people have many friends and other people have only few friends? Why will people gladly accept what one person tells them, but ignore another person who tells them the same thing? Once trained, you will learn valuable lessons just through the very simple process of observing. Here are two special suggestions to help you make yourself a trained observer. Select for special study the two most successful and the most unsuccessful people you know. Then, as the book unfolds, observe how closely your successful friend adheres to the success principle. Notice also how studying the two extremes will help you see the unmistakable wisdom of following the truths outlined in this book or in these ideas. Each contact you make with another person gives you a chance to see success development principles at work. Your objective is to make successful action habitual. The more we practice, the sooner it becomes second nature to act in the desired way. Most of us have friends who grow things for a hobby, and we will all have something like, it's exciting to watch those plants grow. Just look how they respond to plant food and water. See how much bigger they are today than they were last week. To be sure, it is thrilling to watch what can happen when men cooperate carefully with nature. But it is not 1/10 as fascinating as watching yourself respond to your own carefully administered thought management program. It's fun to feel yourself growing more confident, more effective, more successful day by day, month by month. Nothing, absolutely nothing in this life gives you more satisfaction than knowing you are on the road to success and achievement. And nothing stands as a bigger challenge than making the most of yourself. Dear friends, as you know that the supreme and higher law of the nature are to be applied in our fundamental and practical life for enhancing the capabilities of our nation and society, for the regeneration, reoperation, reformation. It is very necessary to be the staunch believer of continuity and unrelenting and untiring efforts. Dear friends, our youngsters are the backbone of our economy. Our villagers are the backbone of our economy, and for making them stronger than before, it is very necessary we are not to forget our traditions and customs, rituals. We are to respect equally our forefathers, foretellers, old persons of our society, because all we are incredited to them. So, last but not the least, I would like to share and say these words that may God bless everyone, whether the needy, downtrodden, dejected people of our society, those are being rehabilitated by our President Prime Minister Modi ji, for sharing, watching, liking 3M Creator at YouTube channel. May God bless all of you. Thank you. Nice to see, nice to watch all of you. Dear friends, spread out the truth in society and nation. May God bless all of us.